Hi everyone, my name is Gideon and very welcome to the first episode of City Ripple Renovation. In this series I'm going to cover the renovation of this house that we just bought about February 2018. It's a 1930s house in Barking, East London, West Essex, depending who you ask. And yes, really excited to share it with you. It will be mostly covering, I guess, a lot of DIY, but also a little bit of the planning behind what goes into us living in the house whilst we're also renovating it. So let's go and have a look. So I don't want to spend a lot of time going through the house in detail, but I did decide to quickly just run you through each room, and I'll be using photos instead of videos just because you get a better sense than you will with video. Filming such a confined space is sometimes slightly difficult. As you come in, there is a set of stairs going up to the first floor, and on the right you will see the door that is now behind me. It lets in a lot of light, but you still retain the privacy, and it gives it a nice 1930s feel, so we'll definitely keep this door, though we'll probably paint the frame later on. Then moving on to the first reception room, a lovely big room, and the bay window really big, and just a lovely room. This is the the second reception room that goes out onto the garden. As you can see, very striking orange wallpaper. I already scraped off a little bit just to see how hard it is, and old carpet that we're going to lift. Again, gas heater that will need to go. And a very nice room as it walks out onto the garden. Moving on to the kitchen. The kitchen is, as you can see, relatively new, very good condition. Very basic kitchen, but it is really all we need for now, and it goes out onto the garden. And as you can see, there is a lot of light coming in through the windows on two of the sides. That just shows you that it exits onto the garden, which is of a really good size. I'm not exactly sure how big it is, but it is a lovely garden, and look forward to seeing what it would look like in the summer before we start making decisions about which plants are coming out and which plants we are keeping. And very importantly, there at the back, sticking out from on the right hand side, is a shed that's been there for, the neighbor told me it's been there for 30 years. So looking to get rid of that and build a proper shed that I can use as a small studio or workshop. And going up the stairs onto the landing, as you can see again very clearly that the carpet needs replacing, and the wallpaper is in every room. So we'll make work of that as a first. Moving into the master bedroom, it's just a repeat of the sitting room downstairs. Very big room, and that bay window just gives it such a lovely feel. Wooden floors, which we are really excited about because it gives us the option to just sand it down and treat it. And I've always been quite a fan of wooden floors that's been brought back to life. It's amazing the results that you get with just a good sanding and some oil, and that is what we would at least consider achieving in this room. This is simply the second bedroom, a little bit smaller than the master bedroom, still a good size. We will most likely see if we can move that boiler somewhere more practical. At the moment it's a little bit in the way because we would think about building in two sets of cupboards either side of the chimney breast, and just to utilize the space completely. A good little room, needs a clean up, but it looks out onto the garden. And yeah, not a lot to be done on there. And then the third and final bedroom is just a little box room, big enough for a single bed and maybe a cupboard. Again, just it needs a bit of decorating, but in general it is dry. I do, however, like this small bay window that it has. It has quite a big window sill. We can put plants or maybe a little seat on there where you can sit and just watch the world go by. It is a nice little feature for a box room. So lastly, the loo and the bathroom is separate. It needs a revamp, but it is very clean, although it's a little bit dated. And that has been a real big bonus for us, is that the kitchen and the bathroom, which are the two most expensive rooms to decorate and to redo, are in a complete usable condition. And I think that is actually quite important if you decide to move into a house whilst you're working on it. Those two rooms is where I think it starts to feel very, very difficult if those rooms are in a state of disrepair or just not as clean as you would like it. Anyway, that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching. In the second episode, I will jump straight in and talk about getting that awful wallpaper of the walls. If you're interested, please remember to subscribe or send it around to any of your friends that is currently thinking about renovating a house or just generally interested in DIY. Thank you very much.